Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my channel if you're new here. Today I'm going to go see The Odyssey. We've literally just travelled 2 hours to go to the nearest IMAX to see it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a few pre-watch thoughts, talk about a little bit about the drama of what's been happening and my thoughts and feelings, and then afterwards, once we're home, I'll give an actual review and do comparisons and stuff like that. So the first bit is the drama. So no Greek actors were used in the main ensemble. I think there is some Greek actors used within the extras, but I feel like that's a bit disrespectful, really. It would be highly unlikely to have the whole ensemble be of Greek descent, but I do find it strange that the cast is made up of British and American actors. The production took funding from the Greek government, yet there isn't a premiere or even a special event in Greece at all, never mind Athens. I would have thought it would be at the Acropolis. I do kind of understand that Christopher Nolan likes his actors being really strong acting, interested, and obviously with IMAX cameras you can only film so much at one time, and if you mess up, it costs a lot of money for the mess ups and stuff like that. So I do get it a little bit, but there are very well known actors of Greek or Mediterranean descent that could have been used. Some of the still releases that have been out for a while, Tom Holland looks like he's wearing a bulletproof vest in one of the shots, and in another one he's wearing trousers, so there are some concerns of inaccuracy, which I don't know, the trousers ones is a bit weird, because trousers just, from as far as I know, trousers didn't exist, and the one where it looks like a bulletproof vest just looks silly, it looks so bland. Next one is there has been some issues with Lupita Nyong'o. I have noticed that a lot of YouTube thumbnails of the movie coming out are horrible photos of Lupita Nyong'o and Elliot Page. It's very obvious why people have done it, but I think some people just need to go touch grass. It is not that deep. Inaccurate casting is not an invitation to be racist or transphobic, and also Helena Troy was born from an egg, so it doesn't matter what race she is. It quite literally does not matter. I've also seen some clips of John Campier's review, and he does say that Elliot Page's screen time is literally 2 minutes, so there's so much fuss over an actor who is barely on the screen because it's a 3-hour film and Elliot Page is barely there. We're aware that Lupita Nyong'o's drama of not having enough screen time or not reading the book or doing the research. Her character's main event took place well before The Odyssey. She basically goes along the lines of there's not enough main-centered female characters in it, when in fact there are so many female characters that they all can't have an extended screen time, and the plot around the film is Odysseus getting back to his wife and son. But I have noticed that other actors aren't able to give much insight into the Odyssey itself, so I don't think many of them have actually read it. We do know that Matt Damon has read The Odyssey because Greg Williams, who's a very famous photographer, if you don't know who he is, has posted a photo of Matt Damon on the set of the talented Mr. Ripley reading The Odyssey, and that film came out quite a long time ago. Right, so outside the drama of the pre-release and stuff like that, I do have some pre-film thoughts. So I am excited to go see it. We're actually, as I've said, we've driven 2 hours to go to the nearest IMAX cinema. I would have loved to go to the BFI in London for the 70mm screening, but it's just so far away, literally other ends of the country, so unfortunately not. I do think that people are so wound up that they won't be able to immerse themselves into the film and actually enjoy it for what it is. They'll be too busy trying to overanalyze and nitpick and stuff like that, when I feel like the first time you watch a film you should just be immersed in it, and then the next times can be for analysation and stuff like that. I'm also very excited to see Tom Holland in this. It's his first Nolan film and he's one of the leads. I know his films outside of Spider-Man have been a bit hit or miss, like Cherry. I personally like Cherry, so I'm happy that he's had the opportunity to be in such a massive blockbuster. It does seem like it is hard for actors who play a superhero to break away from that mould, and obviously we know Tom Holland's very talented. He was on the West End before as the child in Billy Elliot. And what I will say as well is I haven't actually read The Odyssey myself, but I have done research on it, so I understand some parts, and I am also a big fan of Percy Jackson, which has plenty of references to the storyline of The Odyssey and the characters and stuff like that. that's basically all my pre-thoughts at the minute. We're literally about to go in right now. It's going to start in like 15 minutes, so we're going to go get there, and yeah, I'll see you after we watch the film. Alright, hello everyone, we're back home now. It is actually the next day just because we got back so late. We didn't get back until just about 10 o'clock at night, and it was a bit too dark. I don't have proper lighting or anything, so I'll just do the review now and then I'll get it up today, and then hopefully that'll be that. So there is a lot of thoughts and feelings behind the movie, of course. One of the things that I've got to say, it's definitely one that I'll need to give a rewatch before I can fully decide on my thoughts on it. But before my next watch, I'll need to do a bit of research because I want to find out who them like big armor guys were, you know, when there was that like giant child looking thing in like armor, and then all the big guys came and like, essentially massacred the crew. I want to find out who they are because I'm really intrigued. Like, are they just giants? Obviously I know we've got the Cyclops, who is huge, but I want to know who these guys are. So I think before my next watch, to fully appreciate the film itself, I will do quite a bit of research because I think it'll be needed. The acting from Matt Damon during the siren scene was so sensational. It was really clever how we couldn't hear because we were basically the same as the crew. The crew had wax in their ears to stop them from hearing the siren song, but you could still very much appreciate Odysseus's pain, because acting from Matt Damon was absolutely insane. Really do hope we get a behind the scenes of how the pig scene was done, just with the cuts between the actual prosthetics and the men and stuff, like coming, like them being made up into the pigs and then they're coming back. It was just so jarring and like unsettling, and the cuts, and honestly it freaked me out, to be honest with you. And then also what also freaked me out was the Cyclops screaming. It was so unsettling. I felt like my body was vibrating. I was it was going on for so long, I was very close to put my fingers in my ears, because it was just that unsettling. I couldn't handle it any longer, so I'm happy it stopped when it did. But I felt like my whole body was just vibrating with anxiety from it. It really, I seen people say that it did actually like ignite their fight or flight a little bit. The movie starting with Odysseus plucking his bow to give the animal warning was perfect mirroring to how it ended, because he did the exact same thing when he was about to kill all the suitors and stuff like that. But then between them two pluckings of the bow, there was so much storyline in between, and one that kind of goes against his very core values, because at the start he explains about how it's got to be like a fair fight sort of thing. That's why he wants his prey and stuff like that. Even if it's not a fight, it's him hunting, he still doesn't think it's right. But then when we see with the Trojan horse, he does the exact opposite. He literally sneaks inside, and like wins the war by doing that, but it goes against his very values. And through the whole movie we kind of see the pain, and the regret, because he's had to carry that whole weight of them winning it through him doing that. The scene where Zendaya's character and Athena's statue's head gets chopped off is particularly powerful, because he is carrying an Athena pin to keep him safe throughout the war. That's what he got given. Obviously we'll see it more at the end, and does seem to be a general consensus that Zendaya's character was a handmaiden of like the palace of Troy or whatever it was, but then Athena took the form of the handmaiden to taunt Odysseus, because obviously he got there through the Trojan horse, which goes against everything he stands for. Athena is the god of wisdom, warfare and handicraft, which is why I think she's making him suffer by reminding him constantly of those bad choices that he made, and he's going to have to carry that weight with him for the rest of his life. Obviously we see him suffering with it throughout the movie, and all these bad choices that he does make, the bad choices he makes with the crew, and it just goes against like everything that like the crew stand for that he's previously mentioned. It's just really interesting to see how it starts with him being so set by his core values, and then it goes the complete other way, and then at the end he's gone back to what them core values are, with the bow. It's a really full circle sort of story there. In terms of giving it a rating, I am going to struggle to give a solid answer, just because I do believe I should be giving it a second watch before I get to that point, because I feel like there's going to be so much that I missed. There's just going to be so much like hidden context and meanings and stuff like that that I really should learn about. And obviously I want to do a bit more research on the Greek mythology and them giant soldier people. But for now I'd probably give it an 8.5. It's probably going to go up by the time I rewatch it anyway. But one thing I will say is at the start I feel like I did struggle to immerse myself in the movie. I'm not sure why. I don't know if it was just me, or maybe I was just not settled or whatever, I don't know. But I'll be intrigued to see if I can fully immerse myself straight away. But yeah, it's kind of my thoughts and feelings for now. I mean, if you have any other points, please comment them down below. I'd be really intrigued to see if anyone has any good facts from the book or anything, stuff that would be good to know. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I will try and do some more movie stuff soon, and maybe get like a better filming area. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Thanks.